Well, I'm glad to hang out with you, wonderful folks. I know I'm starting later than I normally would on a Sunday. I had about 2.5 hours of dive training this morning and about 4 yesterday, so I'm a little burnt, a little tired, but and even a little sore at a couple random places. But I'm feeling good, and I thought we'd chill out with a bonus day of Satisfactory. I just was not feeling the V Rising today. I wanted to continue our the build that I started working on Thursday and get aluminum automated. So we're gonna just kind of jump right in and build some stuff. Let's see. So we were working on aluminum last time. So let me remind myself what we're doing. What are we doing, man? What are we even doing around here? Um, this looks better if I do it like this. That's what I wanted to do. All right, so we're going to send some bauxite and water. Going to give us alumina solution. We're going to add some coal into that. That'll give us aluminum, scrap, and water. I think before I get the coal and the bauxite, I would like to figure out... so we dealt with the water. That was what we ended with last time. Hey, what's up with that guy, Corbin? I am having a pleasant day. I think I have a little water left over in my ears, so... but apart from that, I'm good. So we have a valve that only lets in a certain amount of water, 240 a minute, which along with the output of these guys will equal what we need. Let me check that math. 120 times 3 is going to be 360 water a minute. 360 plus 240. 360 plus 240. How is your day going? It's exactly 600. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, so that's good. Hey, what's up, Inan? How are you doing, my friend? So let's see how much aluminum scrap we're going to make and how much we're going to need to... what all we're going to have to do with that. Feel like it's going to be a bunch of... Is it smelters? I think it's just smelters, right? I think it's smelters. We go from aluminum... pure aluminum ingots. Yeah, aluminum scrap. So 60 a minute. We're doing 360 times 3. Do I have a belt that's fast enough for that? Not even close. But that's okay. We can have... What is 360 divided by 60? That is 6, right? So each one of these is going to feed 6. So I need 18 smelters. 18 smelters. I want to change this ramp. Because I'm going to want to line up my 18 smelters all along here. There'll be a lot of smelters. Let's go to zoop mode. So probably I'm going to want to have those about... We're going to have... these guys go out and across, probably starting about here. That's probably about what we want to do. How's your day going in? And hope you're having a good one. 18 smelters. Tell you, I've been learning a lot about scuba diving the last couple days, so I've been having fun. The 360 a minute is going to be... It's going to need to be Mark IV belts. Okay, so Mark IV belts coming out of these guys. Let's kind of figure out how this is going to work. So, 18 dudes. How am I going to fit 6? 6. 1 to 6. What do we need to split for that? We need to be something like... 3 on each side. So I'd want something like this, 2, 3, and this to make it even, I think. Splitter. I think I want it something like that. And then we'd split to those two guys. So that would be... in Mark IV belt, 360 gets split twice to 180 a piece. So Mark III, this. And then same over here. Your day was great? Nice. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yesterday was my day off and I got super bored. So, but I kind of needed to rest because 4 hours in a pool learning about scuba diving stuff is surprisingly tiring, or maybe not so surprisingly. All right, so, and then we want to have I'll tell you, probably TMI, but one thing I found is that in, at least with the swimsuit that I have, that kind of mesh lining inside of the the swimsuit irritates the hell out of my legs if I'm in the pool for a long time. So I discovered that I need to get a new bathing suit. So I actually ordered a new bathing suit. More money than I want to spend on a bathing suit, but I can't be getting a freaking rash on my legs every time I'm in the pool for a couple hours, or if I go diving for a long amount of time or something. So TMI, but there we go. 2, not that. 3, 4, let's see. This guy's gonna go to 3, that's right. This guy's gonna go to 3. There and there. All right, these are all gonna be this. So copy, paste, 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 paste. You each need 60, so I only need a Mark I belt for each of these guys. Somebody down below me is trying to throw fireballs or something. Is that actually going in there? I'm not sure if it is. Just to make sure. Go. Same thing here. 1, 2, 1, 2. But what's also good to know when you find something out about yourself like that, like, oh, apparently my legs get rashy when I'm in the pool with a mesh lining for 4+ hours. And you go on Google, you find you're not the only one. Because I found that there are swimsuits that are sold that are specifically meant for that exact problem. So Google is a good thing. Google is a great thing. Alright, so I'm going to figure out... I need 6, so that's 6. I need 6 this way. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was almost right. 1 more. 6. And this guy right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll want to split up, set up our splitters to be lined up with those other guys. So 3 there, 3 here. That'll be a Mark I belt there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There. And 1, 2, 1, 2. There. And 2, 1, 2. Okay, there. Okay. And let's copy and paste this recipe here. Copy, paste, 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 and paste. So I wonder if my aluminum ever gets backed up, if that's going to mess up my water over there. I'm going to have to probably check on that, honestly. I probably want to ship this, similar to what I did with my steel. I've kind of a storage over there. Who is making that sound? Who's doing it? I don't know where that's coming from. Stop growling at me. Is it a spider guy? Oh, it's one of those fire breathers. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Let me get Mark IV belt. Will need to go to a splitter in between these two guys right here. 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Over there. 1, 2. You heard a story that a German tourist barely killed himself trying to learn scuba diving in the Netherlands. Barely? You mean almost killed himself? I put almost and not barely, because barely means he did kill himself. I hope you mean he almost... I would assume it would be like almost drowned or something, but that is pretty scary. I mean, scuba diving, one of the lessons I've been taking, like one of the things they talk about is you are doing something that is can be a lot of fun, but you learn a lot about safety. You learn many, many things to try to keep yourself safe. Some things you do over and over and over again ad nauseum, solely because they want it to be a habit. Because, I mean, there's things that can happen. Usually, it's drowning because you either run out of... Probably not run out of air, but panic. Most of the bad things that happen is because we panic. You meant almost? Yeah. What's up, Vega? How are you doing? Just like two gun. What is two gun? I'm not familiar with that phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like a lot of the safety things we've been learning are, like if you run out of air, you learn something called a Controlled Emergency Surface Ascent. CISA, I think it's called. Where you... the thing about diving is when you ascend, air expands, so the dangers are things like the air in your lungs expanding and bad things happening, or you not being equalized and bad things happening. So you learn ways to like quickly venting is something I venting this BCS buoyancy control BCD buoyancy control device is how you control how you stay afloat in the water and stuff. So learn a lot of cool skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Control or copy, paste, 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 paste. And I learned what decompression sickness is. People talk about being terrified of it all the time. Still sounds pretty scary, but not as scary as I initially thought it was. But two gun is like a kind of gun match where you have to do a course as a time trial, and two gun means you use a rifle and a pistol. Oh yeah. That's. I mean, you probably go any course where you're learning about guns. There's probably a huge amount of gun safety involved. At least I hope there is. At least I hope there's lots of gun safety involved. All right, splitter. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the split in the middle is here. Okay. The guy who was doing our training for us, I think he said he used to be in the Navy. And what's interesting is one of the guys who was taking the class. Oh, are all these backwards? These are all backwards, aren't they? One of the guys in the class who started the class with us was also Navy, but then when we got to deep water, he started freaking out. And so he didn't come to second day of training. It's like, oh man, you're in the Navy and deep water freaks you out. That sounds like, how are you in the Navy? If deep water freaks you out. I'm gonna guess he probably never did any diving in the Navy. which I assumed would be part of your training if you were in the Navy, but I don't know, man. Kind of felt bad for the guy who was freaking out. Once for the first time, we're about to go into deep water and take our mask off and learn to put it back on and get water out of your mask if it gets filled with water and stuff. That's the first thing, one of the first things we did, and he's like just freaking out. It's weird your body's response when you are in an environment you're not used to, and underwater is an interesting environment to be able to breathe in and interact with, so it's pretty cool. 1, 2, and this guy. 1, 2, there, and then Mark IV belt. Gonna be 1, 2, 1, 2 this way, and then into there. That's all the belts, and I need to do these guys. So copy, paste, 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 paste. And is this a 1-to-1 ratio? No, it's not. It's 30 times 18, I think, of these I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 30 times 18. 540. A Mark IV belt cannot handle that. I think a Mark V belt will be able to handle this, and I would like to have Mark V belts available before I do this. So let me go unlock Mark V belts. That's what I actually have available right here. What is this aluminum thing I need to make? Aluminum sheets. This is aluminum plus copper. Let me go see if I have enough aluminum over here at our temporary aluminum smelting to make 100 sheets for this Logistics Mark V upgrade, since that's all we're missing. It's like being a pilot but having a fear of heights. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Like if you were in the Air Force, had a fear of heights. Although it's probably not too crazy, because there are probably people in the Air Force that never go in the air. They're like the ground crew, or like the air traffic controller guy. And if you're a Navy guy, you're probably on boats all the time. You probably have to learn how to swim on the surface, but you might not have to learn diving or anything like that. So still, it just seemed a little ironic to me. Okay, sweet. I have a stack of those. I need 100, and it's, what was it? It was 3 aluminum. It's 3 per. So if I need 100, I already have 40. I would need 300 of these guys. So let's just get a stack of 300. And that'll mean I'll need 100 copper. So let's go pick up 100 copper on our way to our place here. What's up, Moonho? How's it going? It's going great. I'm just talking about scuba diving lessons that I've been taking. How's your weekend been going, my friend? As in split the out. You use 2 belts, split the output of center refinery 2. I could. I'd rather use 1 belt if I can, and it's going to be pretty easy to unlock the next logistics, which I want to do anyway. So it's going to do that. Do that real quick. But I could do that. Since we're about to unlock the Mark V belts, I might as well get them unlocked. Although I wonder if aluminum sheets are what I'll need to make these Mark V belts, because if so, I'm probably only going to be able to make a couple of them first. Alright, so I need 100 copper ingots. Where's the fastest copper belt we got here? You are a Mark III. Okay, let's start. Oh, that's a Mark IV belt. Let's need 100 of these guys. Trying to train an AI to do TTS with a voice of a character from Fallout New Vegas. What is TTS? I think it's ironic that we need aluminum to build our aluminum setup. It's slightly ironic. It's not the first thing in the game that's been like that, though. I feel like there was other things, because you can manually build stuff before you do your automated build of it. And I don't need the aluminum, it's just going to make it more convenient. I'm all about that convenience. Aluminum. Sheets. And 300. Why did I think I needed this many? Okay. Well, I only need 100. Well, you know what? I better make extra because... You know what I didn't realize is each 3 of these make a 3. That's why. TTS is text to speech. You're training an AI to do text to speech with a voice of a character from Fallout New Vegas. Interesting. It's like using reinforced plates to build an assembler, right? Yeah, exactly. Which you need the assembler to make the reinforced plates. Well, reinforced plates for a constructor is not. Was reinforced plates for a constructor needed? I don't know. Can't remember. Man, am I going to use up all this? Let me see. This is enough for this. Let me see what it actually, the materials for that are. Our Mark V belts.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
They do use those sheets. Okay. Interesting. So that looks like the Mark IVs, except it's got arrows on them and not all that's. Oh, arrows and rails on the side. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So the next thing we would probably want to do is a hazmat suit, or this thing, which will be easier. Ah, this one will be way easier. I can do that one kind of at any time. Let's actually throw, I think I have the sheets. Oh, I can't do it yet anyway. Okay. Let's use up these materials because this will be useful material to have since it's Mark V belts. Has arrows so it goes faster. It's like putting flames on the side of your car. Tells the material where it goes. Yeah, flames on the side of your car to make it go faster, man. Oh wow, okay. That thing comes back really quickly. Let me do this and this. I'll just need to manually make filters for this next thing, so that won't be too hard. Quick wires over here. Bam. Bam. Alright, so I'll have to make those filter guys, because I haven't automated those. Not to be confused with putting flames at the back of a Ford Pentos. I don't know what a Ford Pentos is. Is that a... Oh, do you mean a Ford Pinto? P-I-N-T-O? That's an old crappy car. Is that what you mean? I don't know what a Pentos is. Ford was the one that made the Pinto, right? P-I-N-T-O? Pinto is, I think it's a kind of horse, and they named a car after it or something. That's kind of the same thing. Unless the Pentos is something I've never heard of before, and it is an actual thing. Alright, so we're going to have 300 or so of these things. A little less than 300. The joke being the Ford Pinto had the gas tank all the way at the back. When they crashed, a surprising number caught fire. Oh! Ha. I haven't heard of that. But you were talking about the Ford Pinto. Okay. You put the gas tank at the back. Huh. So are gas tanks for most cars at the front? I didn't know that. I know very little about cars. Maybe they have it more in the middle. But in the back is the worst place, and that's where the Pinto had it or something. Is this thing done? Okay. Ooh, we have an alternate casing thing, and I care zero about these other things. So yeah, give me that alternate. Nice. It's in the middle-ish for modern cars. Okay. What's up, EOD techs? Okay, we're going up here. You mean at the back is behind the rear axle? Okay. That's really far back. That sounds like if you got rear-ended, your car would literally, your fuel tank would literally get hit by whatever hits you, which sounds like a good way to set your car on fire. Damn you, Ford Pinto. Why would you do such a thing? Oh, that is not what I wanted that to do. Probably part of the reason why the Pinto is a meme of a car. Alright, is that ramp all the way down? Yes, it is. Okay, so that was so I could get the outputs all converged into one place. So this will be a merger. Bam, bam, bam. So that's 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3 right here. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And this should work out well to be each of these three combined. This is 18. So that should be divisible by 3. Yeah, those 3. And are you splitters? You're a merger. Are you splitters? You are splitters, damn. I knew I messed up some of these, I just didn't know where. Okay. Supposed to be a merger. Why aren't you merging? L2 merge, sir. L2 merge. There. And there. So those 3 merge in there, and then these 3 will merge over here. And then those 2 will merge halfway between, which is right about here. Go from this guy over to here, over to this guy, right there. Okay, so let's figure out the speeds. These are all 30 a minute. So Mark 1 belts can go out of these guys. There. There. 1, 2, 1, 2. 30 times 3 is 90, so we could do a Mark 2 out of these. Let's do Mark 3s. Just do it that way. 1, 2. That'll be there. That'll be there. This guy will be 1, 2, 1, 2. That'll be there, and then we go Mark 1s, not Mark 5s. What's up, RPG Nerdos? How's scuba training going? Just talking about it. It's been going great. Been learning how to not die underwater. I feel like you could boil down scuba training to how to not die underwater. That's what I've been learning. How to put on your gear, use your gear, breathe with your gear, all to not drown. Am I going to play modded Satisfactory in the future? I don't know. I'm not sure what the big mods that are in Satisfactory are. I'll be honest, these games like this, I often don't really want to get into the modding because early access games, if you do too much with modding, can start crashing on you and make you lose progress. I doubt that would happen with a game that's as polished as this one is, even for early access, but I don't know. Someday, maybe. But I make no promises. No wild gain follow prime bots today. So far, no. I feel like that one day we had him was probably a fluke, and Twitch usually is decent about getting those cleaned up, but it takes them a while. So I've not noticed any blasts like that since the last time it happened, so. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you all tell on stream that I look red? Because I feel like I'm pretty red from being out in the sun. I don't know if it's that visible or not. So 30 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 30 times 9 is 270. 270 is exactly a Mark III belt, but let's go Mark IV just to be safe. No, that just goes right in there. It's like I planned it. Way to go, Rand. Pass, Rand. Doing good work for once. Alright. This will be a Mark V going out almost straight across here. We'll start this belt, but I won't finish it right now. It's Sunday, so they might be taking a break. Who knows? One of them might be a workaholic. Okay. There's a pattern you saw people doing in Satisfactory is putting a merger on front of each machine and the output of the previous merge into the current merge. Put a merger on the front of a machine. You can put a merger right on a machine? Can you do that? I don't see that being a thing. I get an invalid placement. The closest I can put it is like right there. I don't like that. I like what I'm doing, honestly. Unless you're talking about with modded, and I'm not. I don't care if people do that with modded. I'm not modding the game, at least not right now. Where is the power line? This power line right here. I'm gonna want to move this. I want to move this over to the edge and have it go down is what I want to do. Right, go down where that guy was yelling at me. Where was this connected to over here? That looks good. You don't really see me being red? Okay, alright. Well, that's good then. That means I'm not so burned that you can see it. Although, if you look right here, you could probably see a shade of my skin and then a lighter shade of my skin. So, that's where my shirt was. So, I definitely got some sun, but I'm not so burned that I'm beet cherry red or anything. So, that's good. Too much of a pixel mush to see if I'm red, I guess. Maybe that's why. Or it's just the what's it called, the contrast or something on my camera or something. Or if you're on phone, it might be too small to see. Chaining the merges isn't a problem if the combined output just about fills the belt. Okay. Well, I'm trying to keep I'm doing more of a balanced belt approach for the inputs and outputs of these guys. I feel like what you're describing would be more of a, what's it called, manifold thing. And for my smelting, I usually like to go with balanced belts because you don't have as much of a spin up time when you do that. Charge up time, whatever. Honestly, what's strange is my voice feels tired from... I wasn't talking a lot during going underwater, but maybe the pressure changes or breathing in really... One thing I noticed when you dive with scuba is when you have this compressed air that you're breathing in over and over, your mouth dries out really fairly quickly. The dry, it's like, because you don't drink water, of course, when you're underwater for scuba, so like I felt like my mouth dries out when I did that. Finished up another ship mod, by the way. Thank you for waiting. It won't overwhelm me, but I prefer if you wait till I play one of your ships before setting a new one. It's awesome that you're doing that, though, because it means you are one busy bee and I will not run out of content, so that's great. Can you share an image? Sure. Oh, I see what you're doing. It's kind of like you do a manifold design like I do for input, but you do it for output. Yeah, that's fine. I don't like doing that, but it's fine. I'd say uses less space, so if you're trying to compress your build into smaller space, I could see how that could be useful. Does it get tiring breathing with the scuba? Breathing doesn't really get tiring. You can kind of like get cramps in your legs. The thing that I notice is, to me, it's the pressure that messes with me, because I've had problem with my ears in the past of like going up into the air, like in airplanes and stuff, or going underwater, where my ears don't equalize well. So sometimes the equalization, getting pressure to not, they call it a squeeze in diving, can be a problem. But it's not really tiring. It's just something you have to be really careful and slow with. All right, I think I have everything set up except the inputs, and then the output of where this is going. Do you want to finish the output first? Let's yeah, let's get the output finished, and then we'll get the inputs going. I think I got everything plugged in here. The pressure equalization, I mean, that and breathing, those are probably the two things I most have a challenge with. You call that belt design using design inherent balance. Make sure the aluminum production isn't starting and stopping a lot. Yeah, I'm a little worried that Vega, I'm a little worried once it all gets backed up, if that's going to mess up my liquids. I didn't think about that earlier. Do you think once this all gets backed up, because I'm like not using the aluminum fast enough, is that going to cause a water balance issue? I don't know. I don't know if I need to figure out a way to sink water. Okay, my music is being really weird. It's like starting and stopping. Ooh, these belts are fast. Recently got to admit these mods take more time to make, possibly because of how complex they are. Yeah. For other people, they're not that long. But your builds, absolutely. Definitely. Absolutely, definitely. You are definitely in the advanced category of ship design, ship building and design in FTL. That's for sure. All right, how far do I want to go? I want this to go down into a station. That way, I'll have a place where we store aluminum if we ever bring some on the train, which we'll probably eventually need more. I don't know how much we'll need a minute overall, but I like bring this down. Let me figure out where I'm going to go with this. Because my plan was I have steel on those two. Then I'm planning on having one iron, one copper. That's one caterium. So I want to do one aluminum here. I need to not take this apart until my train goes by so I can quickly replace it. Industrial storage. Let's line this guy up. I'm not going to know where it lines up until the train gets here. Where are you, train? He's at the other station. Can I quickly enough do another one of these guys? Let me see if I can. Alright, transportation, train, freight platform. There. Alright, get a track before the train gets here. 8. Too short. Okay. There. There we go, and that's fine. If I add another one, I'm gonna have to move this all back. But that'll be what I want. So what I did here was I went in one, out the other. Let's do the same thing. Although, because I want a lot of storage, what I'm going to do is... Am I okay with it going in there and then out there? Yeah, I think I am. I want lots and lots of storage. So what I'm going to do is have it go in. There's that lined up. That is lined up, so that'll go in. At a Mark 5. And it'll come out at a Mark 5. It'll be less of an issue than I think it will be. Okay, well that's good. I'm glad. I would rather be less than an issue than more than an issue. you're like, the ship is going to be X when you're making it, though. New ideas come in and it ends up, this ship is XYZ and can do A, B, or C, or D while developing F. That's pretty crazy. You have some true creative... I don't even know what to say. Creative genes going on or something. Alright, so what I'm going to do is have this go in there. That's not going to work there. I want you to be... I want it to be lined up with this guy. How did I get this guy? Oh, because I didn't have that trying to hook up. Alright, I think this will work. R. Damn, almost correct. There it is. I want it to go that direction. Mark 5 in. And then now I know where this wants to come to. Right underneath this ramp, apparently. Okay, so I can have it go down through here and over. So if I put like a floor hole right here, I'll have that go through there. Okay, so this floor hole is where it's going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this. Need my hover guy on right now is what I need. Is that as high as that's going to go? That looks like that's as high as that's going to go. You're feeling proud of doing your advanced mods? You remember yourself making your first ships and looking in envy at those ships of Matt Champ or Biohazard? You have quite successfully picked up the torch that they created. So well done to you, Orb-Universe. Some of those had incredible ideas or gimmicks. They sure did. Super, super cool designs they would do. Okay. So I think right here. I think right in the middle here would be, since we're on the global grid. I think that looks good. But I would say your ships are, you know, at least your last 5 or 6 have had some even more crazy, incredible gimmicks that are on par or surpassing some of theirs, I would say. All right, so there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. How am I going to get this to float? Okay, that direction down to try to line up with this guy. I think I almost had it there. If I had my hover pack on, I could probably do this. Nice. Let's find out if belts are long enough to reach. They are. However, that is not right. Okay. Almost had it, though. Okay, so we'll be right there. It's got a weird... You know what? I'm going to go directly to the end of this and have something to latch onto. Hopefully that'll be better for this guy. Okay, it's a little different, but I think that'll be fine. Can you be killed by the train if it runs over you? I don't know. I think so. I think it's there. Does that look even? Oh, it's just slightly curved up. Just ever so slightly. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there so I can know where I want to go. So it's not there, it's one up. And now it won't let me go one up, will it? It's going to latch onto it. I think it's there, but I feel like if I go where I think it is, that's one too low. Let me try there. Watch this be one too high. Oh, nope, that's... is that right? I can't tell. This straight? It's so... Such a long belt, I can't tell. I think... Okay, for some reason my... What the frick? Why is my thing not working? Okay, well, we lost power wherever I was. Apparently it's only power poles and not power lines that actually power this thing. Gosh, I think that's right, but I'm not 100% sure. I can test it, check it by going vertical here, go there, and then zoom mode. Nice, that's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Beautiful. Okay, it's only poles, not lines. Gotcha. Can't use control to line to the other end. Oh, maybe you can. You probably can, like you can with machines that I never use. So I should have done that. Is this actually even going in there? Giggity, that's what she said. Let me check. Is this... It doesn't look like it is, but I think it actually is. Because I couldn't connect to that guy. So I'm going to assume that's actually right. That does not even look like it's close to being connected, but... We'll find out once we plug everything in. Okay. So that is... I don't know where aluminum's going yet because I don't have a place in my factory using aluminum yet. That will be the next thing we do. But now I just need to bring in the raw materials. So have I set up the water yet? Remember to include a sink. A sink for aluminum? I don't know if I want to do that. Just clipping right through that rock, no big deal. I know. I'm kind of ignoring that to not let it bother me because it's straight and lined up with the global grid if it goes through that rock. For now, I have a buffer, so it won't, fill up too quickly. But I think we have enough water. Did I do enough water? It's only 240 a minute, so I believe we do have enough water. So I think what we need next is the bauxite first, of course, and then the coal. So bauxite, how much do we need? 200 times 3. So we have a pure vein right here. We might be able to get the 200 just from this right here, actually. Where are you, bauxite? Is that it right there? I think that's it right over there. Okay. Alright, please don't. I've been reading on Reddit and stuff about spitters crashing people's games. Okay, that didn't crash. Things seem a lot louder and more active than they used to be. I wonder if that's because of the bugs they were having that they had to fix. Wow, okay. I feel like that range is longer than it used to be.
Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
Okay, I don't know what's causing that, but I don't really care. I don't see any summer sloops or whatever. Alright, pure. What can we get from pure? I need... What did I say? I need 600 a minute? What the... Come on, man. How many of these are there? Jesus. Give me a break from these guys. There's only 300 or 600? I think it was 600 I needed. I need to make 2 miners. Production. Equipment workshop, I believe, is what I need. I don't have Mark III miners yet, do I? No. 2 of these guys. Yeah, I need 600 in total. Miner Mark II. Can I see where we're going with this? We're going that direction. Alright, how much can I overclock you? I feel like I might be able to get the full 600 from this. The problem is... Oh, I could do a Mark V belt, and that would be enough for both for this if this goes up to 600. Which I think it will. Fully overclocked Mark II is exactly 600. Perfect. It's like they designed it that way or something. It's like they designed it. All right, I'm probably gonna need more. Hey, I'm gonna need more aluminum sheets for this though, to get it over to where it needs to go. I could split this into 3 belts of 200. And you know what? I think, even though that uses more materials overall, because I don't have the aluminum, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a little funky, but I think I'd prefer to do it this way just because of how little aluminum I have. So if I put a three-way splitter, I'm going to put a 3-way splitter right over here. 3-way splitter, and each belt will be 200 because I got plenty of steel for this, and that'll let me go like this. Mark 3 belts over this way, and let's figure out where they're going. I think the easiest way to actually would actually just be to build an actual platform from over here. You wonder if Satisfactory is Turing complete. I've heard that phrase before, and I have no idea what it means, though. So I'm going to guess, I don't know. My answer is maybe. I don't have a clue. So we'll have 3 belts coming across, and probably... I'll probably bring them across right here. This guy I can replace with a wall dude. I think that's like an engineering thing, right? Turing complete is an engineering thing or something. Alright, where'd that splitter go? It is right there. Oh! It's a floating object. That's why I couldn't see where it was. Okay. This is going to be Mark 3s to do the 200. R. I want these to all be even.
Harvest it.
Harvest it. You don't tell me what to do, lady. That's correct. Line you up. There. Is that in line? Somehow those are in different places. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use floor holes to make this look better. Alright, I'm sick and tired of you being you. Ow. Wow. Okay.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
Let's see. Turing complete means basically you use it to build a computer, which boils down to you use it to build an AND gate. Ah. Do not know about that. Do not know if the game is able to... So Minecraft is Turing complete because I've seen computers in Minecraft. So I guess that's probably an example of what you're talking about. Okay, so Mark 3s. We'll bring these like this. Just have them lined up the same here. 2 and 3, and then these will be Mark 3 belts going. I'm not going to worry about these looking super clean, just as long as they go where they're supposed to go and don't overlap too much. I'll be a little bit Careful of avoiding overlap here. There. And then the third thing is out this direction. Just building right through these trees here. God, nature. We gotta be in the way all the time.
To do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
There we go. Okay, so that should do it. Let's do the outputs of these guys. Let me power this before I leave this, because this will be ready to go. Power line like right here. I actually want to move this power line to have a wall power line. There, so I can do, it's plugged into those guys, okay. Goes like that, should be on our grid. 1, 2, 3. Do I have a Mark II version of this? I have a double wall outlet. Let's do that, I guess. Which does have 7 connectors. Which can go on either side, apparently. There. Okay. So that actually should get our mining. Okay, Mark III. This direction. This direction. This direction.
Comply.
Okay, so the green line was here, I think. Is that straight? I believe it is. I should see bauxite coming. Very nice. The setup you have in mind uses a fuel generator and a few pumps to check if the game is Turing complete. Well, I bet if you made a YouTube video of that, you'd probably get some views because there's probably a lot of people who think about that stuff. All right, so I want it to be here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Straight curve, even though it hits that thing, is fine. 1, 2, 1, 2. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Beautiful. That looks good. I might need to go a little bit more steel for this, but I probably have enough for this. I feel like that is not in the right place, actually. Let me check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not in the right place. This guy's messed up. This guy needs to be over 1. Which means I'm going to have a bunch of bauxite in my inventory. That's fine. Okay, so we want it to actually be here. 1, 2, 1, 2. So a little more overlap, but that is spaced correctly like I want. Is that straight? That is... Is that straight? I think it's straight. It's so long, giggity. Can't tell if it's straight. If it's not straight, it's close enough. It's close enough. It's aluminum time. What's up, Jusette? Do you have a flamethrower to burn down the nature like in Factorio? No, just nukes. Although I guess Factorio has nukes too. There are nukes in the game that I have not unlocked though. So no flamethrower, but yes nukes. Let me throw what I have in here first. I don't have it in my inventory. Oh, this is going to start, isn't it? Am I okay with this starting? Hold on a second. Yeah, the output's done. the only thing that's bad is, well, it won't be able to do the next part anyway, so... I haven't turned the water on. Until I turn the water on, we're fine. We're fine because the water's not on. Perfect. The water on, it would be an issue. The water's not on, so it's not an issue. Beautiful. Okay. Did I play Autonauts? I feel like I did. Is that the one where you automate making robots? I feel like it was in early access when I played it. It was pretty fun. I feel like it was a little... What did I think of that game? Did it get a little tedious? I forget why I didn't play it more. I think it was early access, so it's probably why I didn't play more of it. They're going to release another game like Autonauts with tower defense, huh? Okay, so last thing I need is coal. And I need 120 times 3. I need 360 coal. Normal. And a normal. I might need 2 normals. Well, let's check this first closest guy right over here. If I can get 360 from a normal. Where are you? You're like really close to me. So where all these, this is where all these sounds are coming from, isn't it? Here it is, yeah, right here. Okay. The sound of this breathing totally reminds me of scuba diving breathing. It's kind of a similar thing. You put a mask on to let you breathe. Okay, all right, let me get Miner Mark II able to be made. One and 2. Chainsaw is probably the most effective way to remove stuff in this game, exceptions being breaking big rocks, explosives, and factory structures, making enemies stop spawning. That was supposed to be a DLC to Autonauts, but they think it was worth a second game. Interesting. Okay. That makes it sound like Autonauts was a completed game when I played it. Maybe it was. I don't know. What can I overclock you to? Can I overclock you to 360? I can't. If I can't... That's half of 360. Overclocked once, right? 180 times 2. Okay. So we're going to need that and the other normal. So let me get this one set up. Perfect power line. Perfect. And so 360 in total. What am I going to bring that up to? Do I have spiders around me? I feel like I heard something. I feel like I hear scurrying, which is a worrying sound. The name of the game is Autonauts vs. Pirate Bots. It'll be released in 18 days. Autonauts vs. Pirate Bots. Tower defense. Now that actually sounds pretty interesting. I like tower defense games. So, I don't know. Maybe I would be interested in checking that out. Okay, this is where the coal is supposed to go. And I actually have this set up already, don't I? Yeah, coal 120 times 3, 360. What belt can do 360? Mark 4. All right, so I need more Mark 4 belts, it looks like. It goes through the ground a little bit. I'm going to kind of be okay with that, I think. I would like to be able to get access to that water if needed, so let's figure out. About right there should probably be good. Alright. So this is going to be 180, so I can use a Mark III belt going from here. We just need a merger. That's what we need. And be prepared, this is going to be a belt going through the world again. Except that's the wrong belt. Mark III. Go away, sir. Go away, you bother me. Alright, so can I do a merger on this guy? That's something I've started to be checking. Yes, that works. Too far away, barely. I have to kind of climb up here, though. Yeah, this will work. Line it up as close as possible. There we go. And then there was another normal coal down this way. Yep, so I'll just need to overclock that once. Just grab a power line as we're going over there. Going over this way somewhere. Alright, let's see if I can see the coal. Alright, pointed right at it. Not gonna lie, but depending on the price, you will give it to me one key. You'll give me one key of the game. Well, I appreciate that. I'd like to see the game to see if it's something I'd want to stream anyway. But I really appreciate that. I'd like to see the game before, you know, just having somebody gift it to me. Although, people gift me games all the time. I can't really stop you. Not that I want to. I just don't want you to feel obligated to do something like that. Because I also don't want to feel obligated to play a game. If somebody gives it to me, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know if I want to actually stream that. But I did stream Autonauts, and I do like tower defense games. So I feel like those two things together might mean it'd be something I'd actually at least give a try. Alright, which way are we going? Why does my music keep starting and stopping? It's so awkward. Alright, so this will be 180. Auto save. 180. Mark III belt. And I'm going to need more of these guys. Choose exactly all of them. There. Alright, so I need to go get a bunch more stuff. For sure I'd blast that rock into gravel if I could. Oh, you mean the one that I ran my belts through? Yes, if I could. I don't want to clip through things, but it's not a voxel game. Probably, you know, the fact that you have some destructible rocks at all was a challenge to program, I would guess. Alright, I actually need a bunch of stuff. I'll be honest, I'm still kind of tired from my scuba training. I got a little bored yesterday, but I don't want to spend too much time on stream today, so I'll probably only do like a 4-hour stream and get this build and maybe one thing using some aluminum. That's probably all I'll do today. But I did want to get a little bit of a stream in today, just because I was sitting around bored yesterday after the scuba training. I had fun with it. But it was pretty tiring, honestly. Being in a pool for 4 hours, I'll tell you, man, Texas, you know, everybody talks about how hot it is everywhere around the world, and I'm sure Texas is not the worst. But I feel like the temperatures we've been having in central Texas the last couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure they're record temperatures for us. At least 4 days in a row, I've seen in my car 106 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just insane. I don't know what that is Celsius, but it's just been insanely hot here. I'm gonna guess it's been like that for some of you other people in other places around the world. The heat has just been unbearable, man. All right, what do we got here? I need some more concrete. I'm doing on motors and rotors. Doing okay. So let me grab concrete here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Let's get a stack of rotors and motors. Four-hour stream? You mean 24-hour stream plus a subathon? Oh god. Yeah, I could totally do that. I totally wouldn't fall asleep in the middle and, you know, have people trying to wake me up with alerts. Still can't believe that's a thing people do. Would you press to change the tier of belt while constructing? If you can change the tier of almost anything in the game that has a tier by pressing E. Power pole mark 1, E. 1, 2. Belt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Constructor. E becomes assembler. E becomes manufacturer. Miners do it. I don't know that refineries do that, but basically anything that has multiple tiers, you can press E for it. There's a perk of being a streamer. I learned that from somebody here on Twitch. Really useful. It's winter where you are? Okay, so it's probably not 100 degrees Fahrenheit there or whatever. That would be Celsius. It being hotter somewhere else doesn't make a difference to people with heat stroke. True. So be careful out there. Don't get heat stroke, everybody. Don't get heat stroke. Play it safe. I'm going to be able to bring this a certain way if I go... Let me do this. But I don't want people to think I'm bragging. It's hotter than anywhere else in the world. You can't even compare to how hot. But it's pretty crazy hot in Texas right now. So I want to be able to build above this guy. So about there. One of the things I try to avoid doing, because it always bugs me when other people do it, is one-upsmanship, you know? You think you got it bad, well, just... Okay, alright, it's not a contest. Not a contest. I'm just saying, if your things are starting to melt inside your car, it's not normal temperatures. Or at least not safe temperatures, probably. Hey, what's up, Always Luigi? How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. A little tired, a little sore from scuba training, but otherwise, apart from that, I'm doing great. It's a good sore, kind of, maybe. Because it means I've been working out in the pool, kind of. I don't know how much of a workout scuba diving is, but one of the first things that we had to do for our training was we had to do 10 laps back and forth in the pool to make sure that we could all swim. And like, I work out a decent amount, but my God, I don't do laps in the pool as a normal exercise. And after doing that, I was like, man, I need to start doing laps in the pool, because halfway through, I had to get on my back and just, you know, kind of paddle. Thankfully, they don't care if you are doing like the perfect stroke or anything. They just want proof that, you know, you can swim. But I was like, holy crap, I am not in super swimmer shape for being an Olympic swimmer or anything like that. Alright, so there's coal. I want to get rid of this. Got it. Alright, that looks a little funky, but I want to be able to place water extractors underneath there. Okay, so there's coal. Let's make sure that's all plugged in, and I think all I have to do is plug in water, and we're ready to turn this bad boy on. Ranting that is hotter in Texas than any place. Typical Texas person. It's true. On my Facebook, about half the posts from people that live in Texas are pictures of the sun, the earth, and then somebody photoshopping Texas in between, about halfway between, saying, Texas, you are here. Or, this is hell. Because it's how hot Texas is or something. So yeah, actually true. Alright, this should be coming through here. What did I forget? This belt right here. 360 a minute. 360 is a Mark IV, is that correct? That's Mark IV. Go. Coal. 120 minute is not a Mark I belt, that's for sure. Mark III. Mark III. Let's do Mark IV here. And then Mark III should do it. Is that right? I think that should work. Manifold design, but I think... You know what? It's a short enough thing. I think I got enough to make this... Nope, actually I can't make it a Mark V. I think that'll still be fast enough. I think so. 106 is like 41 centigrade. Okay, yeah. Swimming is tough. You moved back a few years ago, and now you're miserable. You moved back to Texas, you're miserable. I mean... Yeah, it's pretty miserable. It's pretty miserable every day. Anytime I go into my car, I blast the AC and I'm still like just immediately drenched in sweat. It's kind of insane. Okay, I think this is all good to go. I think all I have to do is plug in water and we will have a bunch of alumins. Aluminum. Let me do a quick save, even though I have autosave going. Plug it in and check it out. You're so glad you moved out of Texas last year. You chose the right time to do it. Because I think it's been multiple weeks in a row we've had at least 2 to 4 days over 100 degrees, which is just... It sucks. It sucks. But you're not a Texan if you're not complaining about the heat. That's... Alright, so that should get these guys going. You are not a true Texan if you are not complaining about the heat. Go. You heard it's legal to own a capybara in Texas. Rand capybara stream when? Oh man, I have never even seen one of those apart from like on random YouTube videos. I think I saw a Reddit video the other day of a pelican trying to eat a capybara. Which is kind of terrifying, honestly. Alright, let's see if we got water going. I see some water flowing. Okay. It's going to take a bit to spin up because we purposefully don't have... we have the water gated or whatever. Valved. It's not to 240 yet. Let's make sure it gets to 240 and then stops it. Okay, because it has to get through to this side first. So that we have the side thing of water. So this will take a bit to spin up for enough water to... I feel like we need these 3 things running at 100% before... Yeah, it'll go, it'll go. I just have to be patient, I think. I think I just have to be patient. You saw that pelican video? Yeah, it was on Reddit. You can probably Google pelican tries to eat it. Probably there's lots of videos for pelicans trying to eat lots of things because I didn't realize how... Are they pelicans? Whatever has the big flexible beak thing? Because those things are kind of terrifying. Looks like they could try to eat like a baby or like a cat or a dog and they would try to eat that. I can let it fill up first before I valve it, you think? That might be a way to do it. Maybe adjust the valve to full flow rate until it's going. It's pretty close to spun up already, though. Looks like it's spinning up pretty darn quickly. Yeah, it's pretty close already. I'd rather not overfill it with water if I can help it. Which I already feel like it might be starting to overfill with water a bit. What's my percentage on this? 60%, 92%, 50%, 82%. It'll spin up. This guy's going at 100% now. This guy is spinning up to 100%. It's getting close. Let me make sure the water over here is not backing up. Is this full? Because this is what I'm worried about. These pipes filling. These pipes completely filling is the worry. But I'm not seeing them completely fill up. So I think we might be okay. I think I just leave the valve as is. I think it's doing its job. Just turn one refinery off for a bit? I don't think I want to. I feel like I just let it go, right? Let it go, let it go, yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it go. After the pipes fill, if the water ever backs up in these machines, what will happen? If this water ever completely fills up and doesn't have any place to go, then it's like your output is full. And if your output is full, then it won't make anything until the output empties. So I honestly think we kind of do need a water and an aluminum sink if needed. Problem is the sink water we would need to case it. So I think if we just have a sink ready for aluminum scrap, well, not aluminum scrap, the end of the line. If I just have a sink, an overflow for just the aluminum, then I don't think the water will ever back up. So I think Vega is right. I do need to just do that. How am I already backed up? This can't be the case. I left off a thing. That's how it is. I thought I was done, and I was not done. We're going to do Mark 4 for now. Because I actually don't have enough Mark 5s. We'll upgrade this one if I remember. There. There we go. Now it should go to our storage. Apparently I made this not. There. Okay. We do that. Make sure it's flowing here quickly. Very good. I need Mark 5 belts for all these. But now we have a place for aluminum to start filling up. Let's make a sink back closer to the production area. And now that we have aluminum going, I can... The first thing I need to do is automate the production of the thing that lets me build Mark 5 belts with this, which is the aluminum sheets. I think I need to get that even before the other aluminum things. Yeah, you found out how to handle overflows, so it's only use the resource when the buffers are full, which was a neat discovery for you. Neat discovery. Found out how to handle overflows. It only uses the resource when the buffers are full. Well, that sounds cool. Okay, why is this backed up? Because it was backed up for a while and I didn't have my sink going. Okay, let's get the sink. Get the awesome sink like right here is fine. I'd be interested in how you handle those overflows. I would be interested to learn. Special. Awesome. There. Smart splitter. There. Center is any undefined. Left is overflow. Right is none. Still, the fast we have are the Mark 4s and power. There we go. So we'll start sinking the excess. I don't really want to sink aluminum right now, but I really don't want it to back up. That's what I really don't want to happen. You don't use that build as often as you should, though. Wish it just had context-dependent switches. You can have multiple awesome sinks. I had 3 or 4 at least already. Okay, the alumina, this is not backing up. That's a good thing. None of this is backing up. Then this is not backing up. Then we won't have stuff backing up. That's good. Aluminum sinks for a lot, so we're gonna get a lot of tickets from this. I mean, we have so many tickets anyway. Okay, so I would like to... It only takes aluminum and copper to get the sheets. So since I already have aluminum, that's the build I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start that build. So I need a floor with only 3 things, and we're gonna put, or only 2 things, and we're gonna put a 3rd thing. I think I have a floor pretty close to the bottom that I can do that. I might need to get extra copper for this build, though. Actually, let's see how much copper we need. It's only a third of the aluminum we need, though. So, which floor? Which is the lowest floor that only has copper stuff? Only has 2 items. 5th floor. Rotors and modular frames. So we can add aluminum, alclad aluminum sheets. We're going to add that to the 5th floor. Alclad aluminum sheets. Go. All right, 5th floor. Laundry, sporting goods. And it's dark in here. Okay. All right. So let's add... Damn it, I need to change this. What's my room look like over here? Do I have room over here for another layer? Oh, yeah, absolutely we do. Okay, cool. But I need to move all these signs up 1. Been a while since I've been in my actual factory. How you doing, factory? Everything going okay? Feel like you're doing fine. It's gonna be this. Rotors. Producing something a minute. And consuming something a minute. This. Rotors. Consuming. I think I saw 25 a minute. Is that right? 25. We're producing 45. Nice. Okay. There's that. Modular frames producing 30. And consuming 27.5. 7.5. All right, and then we're gonna do alclad aluminum sheets, which are these guys. I don't know what alclad means. Alclad aluminum sheets. Producing something a minute. Alclad aluminum sheets. Producing something a minute. Consuming is what that's supposed to say. Okay. What happens is when buffers are full, pipes will go up to a little above where the head lift would go when they aren't full. So by building different heights of pipes, building up from a buffer, no pump feeding this, you'll find the height where it doesn't supply unless the fluid buffer feeding is full. Put a consumer at that height and it'll only run your buffers full. That's a cool idea. That sounds similar to what some of the mechanics that Vega showed in his video. So that's cool. I might need to decide if I want to try to use some of that, because that's a pretty cool... It's a pretty cool mechanic to make use of. It's clever. It's clever. Finish just these couple of things right here. I'm overbuilding here because all I'm going to need here is aluminum and copper. And it kind of depends on how much aluminum we're making, but we're making a lot of aluminum, so I don't remember how much. 30 times 18, I think. I think we're making 540 aluminum a minute. I don't need to turn all of that into alclad sheets or whatever it's called. So let's have the inputs be. Let's have the output be on this row. So that means the assemblers. I think it needs to be assemblers. Would be here. Is that right? Alclad aluminum sheets? Yes, and there's no alternate for that one that we've unlocked yet, right? It's like, no. Okay, and we're making 30 a minute. How many of these do we want to use a minute? Like, let's say a full Mark III belt, which is what, 270? So 9 of these machines. I think that's a good start. Maybe even overkill, but I'd rather overkill than underkill. There's no overkill like underkill. Wait, what? There's no kill like overkill. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 7. 8. The question is, can I fit 9 assemblers? Looks like I can. Okay, good. 9. And then we'd have an output right here. Is that going to mess us up? A bit, yes. I could move this. Figure that out in a bit. Let's just do the storage here. Is that right? That does not look right at all. Let's line it up with something else that's supposed to be right in the middle, like here, I think. Is that right? That's right. You found that build yourself. It was neat. So you ended up not using that setup because putting a valve in stopped you from overflowing. So what you did, very useful for certain builds, but can probably be the technique can probably be, I don't want to say copied, but imitated, or get a similar result just by using a valve, which is probably kind of like what we did for our build there. I hope I lined these all up correctly. I think I did. Centered, 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 okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how much copper this needs. It'll be 1/3 of the aluminum, so that's another reason why I haven't checked this. Because I probably need to get more aluminum. This might be my excuse to get aluminum smelting on my train, actually. I might do that. 10 times 9. I actually only need 90 copper for this build. Just got spam on Twitch. Hey, what's up? What's up, Nietzsche? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Alright, so splitters. How do I want to do this? Could actually do a thing where I maybe stack the splitters. No, I had them at 2 different levels. Yeah, I like that. I like the way I've done it. Let's do it at 2 different levels. That'd be the bottom level, would be these guys right here. This. Hope you're having a good Sunday, Nietzsche. And how much did I say? 30 times 9 is 270, so that's a Mark III belt. So Mark III belt. I swear, autosave always happens at the worst possible time every time. Okay, so I'm going to want the aluminum to come from here. So freaking hot out right now in the UK and no air conditioning. I was actually just talking about the heat in Texas. In Dallas, we've had like record temperatures of over 100 for multiple days. It's been crazy. But you have no AC, which is like, oh. How much is it? 30. Okay. Can't even imagine what that is like. You probably can't tell. I'm a little burned because I've been doing my scuba diving lessons, so I've been outside in the heat. But at least I've been outside in a pool. But still, being out in it, yuck. Just yuck. You had the water output feeding back into the water input. The problem you're having was anytime the consumer stops consuming, water extractor output would flow into the buffer. The output of the aluminum scrap producers and that would fill the tank up. So once you put a valve in, the extractors would shut down when the refineries couldn't run. Cool. I'll have to check on my build what happens once it overflows, because I have a feeling it might slightly mess up, but I'm hoping it won't be too bad. I guess that he thinks it'll be less bad than I think it'll be, but I don't know. So I'm gonna go here, and this is gonna be the copper. So I'll go something like this. And then the last one will be 1, 2. This belt will be a Mark 1. The rest of them will be Mark 3s. I hope I didn't go too long. I went too long. Of course I did. I don't know if I want to go out and get copper going in the desert today. I'm just not sure if I want to spend the time to do that today, but we'll find out if I decide to do that. Think you got burned more out snowboarding than any other activity? Stupid reflective snow. Yeah, that makes sense. White is the most reflective color, right? You're browsing triple feed air conditioner units that will do all the rooms. The upstairs of the house would be about 1,500 pounds if you fit it yourself. You've been contemplating getting it for a couple of years, and the heat wave right now is convincing you. I bet you AC companies get their best business when we have heat waves like this. I was going to do a Mark III on both these guys. Okay, so one of these is aluminum. That guy will be aluminum. This guy will be copper. I think in the short term, just so I'm making these things, I'm probably going to split off some copper from some places backed up, like maybe that one, just so there's some copper going over here. And then I'm gonna go get some copper from the desert. What I'll do is I'll send the overflow to that to start. Center any undefined, left is none, right is overflow. So this will mean any of this backed up copper We'll go on over, which is working out pretty well. Decent amount of copper. And then I just got to bring the aluminum to... Oh gosh. That's the raw... Did I do that right? No, actually I think that was right. I should have believed in the past, Rand. I should have believed in the past, Rand. I think I did it right. It's so golden hot. You're going to be very close to 40 degrees in the UK next week. That's Vegas weather. That sounds like that's about what we're experiencing in Texas. Because we've been experiencing 100. My car thermometer has said 106 to 110 at the hottest the last couple days, which I think is around what you're describing. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2. I kind of want to bring this. I can have this be like right here. This guy is right there. 1, 2. Not perfectly lined up. It's good enough. About right there. Right over chair. And then I'm going to want to bring that somewhere like this. I think for 2 curves, if I do that. Very nice. You have a black truck, getting into it isn't fun. Ooh, boy, I bet it isn't. That idea to proof Turing completeness didn't quite work out. Yeah, sad to hear that. Still don't know what it means. I mean, I kind of know what it means, but sorry to hear it. Alright, so we bring this across. This will be a Mark III going here, just to start. Alright, that'll start using up some aluminum there. But I plug in all of my things? I think I did. Let me make sure. Going where I want it to go. It's way worse when your buildings aren't designed for that heat. 40C is 104F, yeah. So you're about the same as what we're experiencing in Texas. Your buildings are designed to keep every last beat of heat in they can. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. And no air conditioning. Man, what is wrong with you people? What's wrong with you is you probably don't get 104-degree weather very often. It's probably what's wrong. Oh, that's crazy though. That's really crazy. All right, is that aluminum? You guys gonna be able to start working? You are. I didn't do the inputs for the copper. That's why I messed up. All right. Let's get inputs for copper, and then I'm gonna need to actually get a dedicated copper input, which is probably going to involve mining out in the desert. But once I do this, at least I will be using up some of the aluminum, and will hopefully be less prone to just completely getting backed up. Okay. That'll be this guy. This guy. This guy. I feel like the aluminum is not flowing as quickly as I expected it to. Although it's probably just because it's a manifold design and I am impatient. In India they have 60C, that's 140F. Oh my gosh. If you were thinking of just ripping out all the insulation in the roof, that would be the quick dirty fix. My gosh. Wouldn't that be bad once it gets cold again though? I feel like Might be a little short-sighted, but with how bad it is, that's probably worthwhile doing. I don't know. That sounds a little sketchy. 30 a minute. Okay, so we'll do 30 times, what did I do? Times 9. So we're doing 270 a minute, which is a Mark III belt. Is that right? Keep checking this. Yeah. So merger. Is that centered? It is. That is centered. On the positive side, if you do have AC, you can run it at night when the demand on the grid is lowest. Make it cold enough, you won't need to turn AC on during peak hours. Yeah, that's what I usually try to do. Oh, these are all the wrong direction. That's what I do. I turn my AC on at night and try to run it as little during the day as possible. But sometimes when it's 106 degrees out, you gotta run it some. But yeah, that's what I try to do. Not because I hate the heat any less than other people, but because I am cheap and would try to keep my power bill as low as I can. You would have to keep swapping, pain in the ass, but keep taking insulation out and putting it in, that would be insane. Although it would feel like if you put in an AC, you would want the insulation. Because insulation works both ways, right? Hot and cold. So you would want to probably keep the insulation so that once you do install everything, it's keeping your cool air in the house. I'm no expert, but I think that's how you'd want to do it. What's up, Factoid? When it gets really hot, you put a bowl of ice behind a box fan. Nice. My box fan, I bought a couple years ago, and it basically run nonstop in my apartment. Actually died earlier this month. It died, so I've been going with only my AC for about a month and a half or so. I need to buy a new one. If you put in the AC, then you would definitely keep it. Okay, yeah. What we should be doing is completely changing architecture to incorporate passive cooling. Lots of places had this figured out long before electricity, huh? Okay, so these guys are all running. I don't know if you're running at 100%. You are not getting nearly enough aluminum. Let me make sure that I have a full Mark III belt coming in at full speed. That should be 270 a minute. It's a Mark III belt. Mark III belt. 270 a minute. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 30 times 9. It's 270. So that should eventually get spun up completely. And we're making 270 clad sheets a minute. So let's go put that number in. Not consuming any yet, but that's how much we're making. All right. Next house you move into, you want to build yourself and have a good ground source heat pump. But working with that, what you got here. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving after this next Christmas season. There's a lot of stuff I really don't like about this apartment complex, and like you, I can kind of do some of the things that I would prefer to do. How is this getting backed up at all? I guess because the first ones are getting all the stuff, and this is not getting all the stuff. All right, I'm going to want to set an output for this somehow around this. But before I do that, my friends, I'm going to use Rush to take my first break of the day. I'm only going to probably take one break because I'm only going to probably stream for about 3 to 4 hours since this is a bonus stream and still kind of tired from scuba lessons. But quick extended stress break, probably turn the AC on. When we come back, we will continue with this build. Maybe we'll go get some copper in the desert going. All right, see you in a bit, my friends.